Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. The Orange Democratic Party has become the subject of discussion in the country because people don't just understand this party. Ever since Raila Amolo Odinga joined the broad-based government, of course they say after consultation they joined as a party, not as individuals. The ODM party is not understandable. On one side, they say that they joined the broad-based government as a party. And on the other hand, they also say those who were donated to William Ruto, the experts in quotes, joined them in their individual capacities. But truth be told, ever since they joined the broad-based government, they are not honest, blowing hot and cold, speaking from both sides of the mouth. Yesterday, the Central Committee met and they unanimously supported Raila's decision to continue working with William Ruto in this broad-based thing. But there is something I wanted us to look at. This is the picture that was, when you go to the ODM X handle, these are the members of the Central Committee. And I'm looking at this team and I'm just wondering, because when people go for such a meeting, the Central Committee, it is the majority having their way and the minority having their say. They vote. It's supposed to be a place where people debate. If you have dissenting views, for example, Stefano will say, I don't support. The others, like Junet, will say, I support. Then they take a vote and majority always have their way. Now I want you to look at the members. If I look, when you look at the picture there is a lady there. I can't really place her, but there is Oduro Ngwen, who is I think the executive director. And I want to give you the people from Nyanza, the leaders from Nyanza there, because I want to paint for you a picture just how difficult it is for the dissenting members to have their way. Because in that meeting, there was the party leader Raila Amolo Odinga from Nyanza. There was Oduro Ngwen, I believe, from Nyanza. Nyong'o was there. He's part of the Central Committee. Gladys Wanga was there, and then Junet Mohammed was also there. Those are 5 members. Now, you can imagine 5 members who automatically will rubber stamp what the party leader has said, plus maybe 2 or 3 more. How can they fail to have their way? I'm just trying to paint for you a picture that when leaders meet and they pass such resolutions, perhaps it does not carry the aspirations of the people. So yesterday, we were told that they agreed to support William Samoei Ruto. But even before dust settles, leaders are already distancing themselves from the idea of supporting William Ruto. Listen to the brave ones, because there are those who feel that they cannot support, but they're afraid, they don't want to come out. Maybe they fear being impeached or something. They fear that they will not be given direct nominations in 2027. They have their own fears. But this is Caleb Hamisi, at least one of the bravest leaders, who are saying, I will not be party to it. Why? Because he's coming out, he knows very well that when he campaigned, perhaps he did not go with the name of Raila. Do you know we have leaders who campaigned on the platform of Baba Amesema, Baba Amekubali? But people like Caleb Hamisi, who says that he is a Maragoli who was elected right at the heart of the Buhusu stronghold. And so he says, I'm not afraid. I speak my mind and the mind of the people. Listen to Caleb Hamisi.
Tamko la kwanza kutoka kwako baada ya kujua Saboti wako salama, Ni chama cha ODM kimefanya kikao cha wakuu hapo jana na kimetoa msimamo unaosema wanaunga mkono serikali ya Kenya Kwanza. Lakini tukiwa pale nikiendelea kuifungua kwa taarifa ambayo ilitolewa jana. Sasa sisi tunakuambia kulingana na jinsi tumesikia kutoka kwa Wakenya na maswali ambayo Wakenya wangependa kuuliza wewe. Wao wameielewa kama ODM inasimama na serikali ya Kenya Kwanza.
Hiyo ni kuelewa kwako, lakini
sasa ndio maana wewe uko hapa. Si kwangu, kwa Wakenya. Maana yake tulianza kuwatangazia kwamba tutakuwa na wewe jana na wamesema kwamba tungependa tunaposimama sasa tunajua tu kwamba kwa muktasari ODM wamesema wanaunga mkono serikali. Je, mbunge wa Saboti Caleb Amisi unaunga mkono serikali ya Kenya Kwanza?
But supporting the government ningekuwa nimepiga kelele from jana sana, mbaya sana. Na hiyo sijasikia. Na wakisema kwamba nao tumeamua kusupport government. Sasa hapo definitely Caleb yuko hapo. That my stand is very clear. If ODM supports the government, I'll not be there. I'll not be with them. And mimi si ule mtu wa kugeuka mara hivi nasema leo we need, lazima tukue na vizazi vipya viongozi ambavyo vinaongea mambo ambayo yastahili kwa kujenga ujenzi wa taifa with credibility and the principles and the ideology. Tukianza kuiga mfano ya wale wazee ambao wametutangulia, hatutakuwa tunaendesha nchi vizuri. The old people have messed up the country. The young people must go out of the way the politics have been practiced. Leo mtu anasema hii, kesho anageuka. Hapana. Mimi msimamo yangu, na ndio maana nimekaa kwa ODM na penye natoka kuna ODM. Na nilikuwa na uwezo wa kwenda Ford Kenya, nilikuwa na uwezo wa kwenda DAP, nilikuwa na uwezo wa kwenda UDA. Ningekuwa hata UDA sasa mimi ningekuwa waziri. Hata labda ningekuwa waziri mkuu. Lakini I stood on my principle because of what the party stood for. But now the party seems to be going astray.
So Caleb is saying, I'm not boarding. And I can assure you, Caleb echoes the minds of many who do not want to come out and speak. Megona calls them cowards and conmen and women. They can't come out and speak. Now, Okongo Omogeni, even before this meeting was held, had already made it crystal clear that he cannot support William Samoei Ruto. Listen to him.
Mimi siko kwa hiyo serikali inaitwa broad based. Mimi siko hapo. Serikali ambayo inaua watoto wetu siwezi kuwa ndani. Siwezi kaa serikali ambayo leo tumetangaziwa kwamba Rais Ruto amesema ile pesa ambayo imekuwa ikipewa kwa mashule yetu kusaidia watoto wasome 22,000 shillings ambayo Mheshimiwa Rais ambaye amefariki Mwai Kibaki alianzisha na akasaidia watu kusoma. Mheshimiwa Uhuru akashikilia akasaidia watu kusoma. Sasa inakuwaje Mheshimiwa William Ruto ndiye amekuja leo amesema anapunguza hiyo pesa kutoka 22,000 kuja shilingi 16,000? Huyo anajali masomo ya watoto wetu? Anajali watoto wetu kweli? Ukisikia wananchi wanasema kwamba wewe utafanya one term, sio kwa sababu wanachukia sura yako, ni kwa sababu wanauchukia sera zako.
So that is exactly the dilemma that Raila finds himself in. Why? There are those members that they say belong to the Central Committee. But do they carry the aspiration of the people? Before they joined the broad-based government, there was a kind of consultation that was done. Do you think it was real consultation? If you ask me, it wasn't. The decision was long decided. I want to give you reasons why, apart from majority of leaders from Nyanza, many leaders are now saying we are not part of this agreement because they had wanted to join the broad-based government as a team, as Azimio team. But people like Kalonzo refused. Jubilee refused. Why do you think, in your own considered opinion, other leaders especially those who are in the ODM, the non-Luo members are saying, we don't want to be part of it. I will tell you. Number one, they feel that Raila duped them. I'm saying this because when you listen to Edwin Sifuna, of course, Sifuna yesterday read the resolution of the party. But I'm sure as an individual, Sifuna does not support it. That's what I'm saying. The Central Committee will support. But as individuals representing their people, those who elected them, you'll realize that many of them do not. Raila told them, according to the reports that Raila himself has told us, and the other members have told us, that they wanted to stop killings and they wanted to stabilize this government. But that is not true, because killings are still going on, but the government is stable. So when these leaders look at the agreement that they made, they feel they've been duped. Others are saying when they got to this government, then Raila picked his inner circle, especially those who are clamoring to take over the party from him. Oparanya and Joe were hitherto to the appointment deputy party leaders. They were scrambling to take the party from Raila. And I don't think Raila was very happy with that. But he was the chairman of the party. He was also strategizing so that had Raila gotten the AU seat, he wanted to be on the negotiating table. Opio and I was another one. So those who are clamoring to take over the party were donated to serikali ya mahasla. So they really feel that Raila was not honest, and they are saying, we are not body. They feel they have been used as a ladder to benefit a few individuals for just personal fortunes, because you go into an agreement with a government that is killing its people, and you say that we want the killings to stop. Then you donate your people to work for that government. Now you give them time, nothing has changed. Corruption is at its best. You know? So they feel that they got into this government to benefit just a few individuals. Mtoto wa nani amechaguliwa pale, marafiki zake wamechaguliwa pale. And so it dilutes the idea of we got into this government, you know, to stabilize it, to stop the killings. That is one question that the ODM party cannot answer. Not even talking about the compensation. In fact, for the very few moments or occasions that Raila has spoken about compensation, he has been pushed by maybe journalists who are asking that question. Or they collect information from the ground. People are asking, tangu mwingie kwa hii serikali, amjaongea, leave alone even Gen Zs. There are Luo youths who are killed. Because for you to get into the broad-based government, you must show your political muscles. And how do you do that? You call for protests, and people are always killed. Even those who are killed, those who are being retrieved from Kisumu in their houses, in Kisumu from their houses, have never been, leave alone compensated. No one has even talked about them. So they feel this was they were being used. They were being used. Number three, there is this thing that is really haunting our nation, the blood of Gen Zs. At the height of their blood, as the blood was being shed, the ODM got into this government. And many leaders are being confronted with this question. Why, at the moment when Gen Zs thought, walishika Ruto ko, that blood is still speaking, is still crying out to the members of the ODM party? And don't tell me that even the Luos were killed, because Gen Zs were not identified as from a particular region. For example, Denzel was a Luo. So when you support killings of Gen Zs saying that even Luos were killed, then many or some of them were Luos. We are looking at them as Gen Zs, Kenyan Gen Zs. Their blood is still crying out. No one is speaking for them. Albert Ojwang just the other day, Njoki just the other day, killed in a police cell. So that blood is still crying out. And many MPs are haunted. They are saying, if you are telling us to support William Ruto, then wewe utaenda na watu wako, sisi hatuko. Ask many of them, they will tell you. Number 4, and maybe the last one, the ground is hostile. The constituents in the areas where these members of parliament are coming from have made it very clear, we are not party to it. In Western, the Tawi movement is taking over. So if you go there and you want to tell them you must support this cause, one has to choose. Am I going to listen to the party leader, or I'll be listening to the people who elected me? Fortunately for a few members who come from the Luo Nyanza, once Raila gives you a ticket, it is as simple as done. But this time around, we might see a paradigm shift, because there's been this joke where even those who don't have anything to put on the table in terms of their policies will be given ticket. And I think it is because of what the late Kajwang said, fidelity and loyalty to the party. You know, well, it is good to look for people who are loyal, but then we also need people who are loyal, but they double up as people who can work for the people. Let me tell you, people will not have a problem if you have been given a free ticket and they complain. Then once you are elected or so, you work for them, you listen to them. Then they will tell Raila, you knew what you are doing. But here is a case where you give somebody a ticket, he does not bother working for you guys. Why? You didn't elect him. Anakuja anapiga kambi hapa Nairobi kwa sababu anajua the next election atapewa, maybe atapewa hiyo ticket na wapatie pesa. So the ground is not welcoming to those people who are still supporting the broad-based government. As people head to 2027, you're going to see mass exodus from the ODM. There are many cracks and the house is leaking. Raila finds himself in this big dilemma. How do you contain, for example, Kongo Mogeni? How do you contain people like Sifuna? Of course, Sifuna, like yesterday, many people thought that he was really cajoled and coerced to read that statement. But I'm sure, why do I feel some people are telling me when I said that Sifuna appeared disturbed and weak, and they were telling me no, Sifuna was strong. Why do I have a feeling that maybe Sifuna was coerced? I've never seen Sifuna being dismissive. But yesterday when Leto was asking him questions, he said, stop asking me questions about Sifuna. Ask questions about what we have read. We have said we have adopted the resolution to support William Ruto. And he was being asked, what about you? Because you've always made it very clear that you cannot support this government. He said, no. We are not going to discuss that. So I've never seen Sifuna dismissive. Sifuna is always assertive when he's answering questions, and he does not dodge. You know, he's never been dismissive, and I have a feeling that he was forced to do it. So, ladies and gentlemen, there are cracks in ODM. At least those who are brave are coming out to oppose this idea, but there are those who are still very afraid. Let me tell you why Caleb Hamisi and Okongo Megeni have the guts to speak. One, cases are not with the ODM. If they love Okongo Omogeni, Okongo will simply switch to Matiang'i's side and he will still be re-elected. I like Sam Onyango from Nyanza, who might find it very difficult if he crosses Raila's path. Caleb Hamisi knows very well that the Tawi movement is taking over, so he doesn't have to align himself to the ODM resolution, because the people don't want that. That is why he's got the advantage of saying, Mimi Siko, because he will simply switch to the DAP, the Tawi movement, and he will be re-elected. That is it. I'm sure if that wave sweeps across Luo Nyanza, you will see what will happen. So as it is, the ODM is soon becoming a Luo party. And I find it very disturbing when Luo members of parliament talk as if all along they are the only people who have supported Raila. Let me tell you, there are areas that have supported Raila more than the Luos. There was a time when the whole of Kilifi, was that 2017 if I'm not wrong. In Kilifi, the member of parliament, the woman rep, the senator, the governor was Chungwa. Wakati kulikuwa na madoadoa pale Nyanza. I'm just saying that Raila has thrived because he won the hearts of many across all tribes. So I find it disturbing when you see some Luo members of parliament have got the audacity of telling others, go, they're daring, they go, leave if you are not, if you dare question the party leader. Yet, Orange Democratic Party, the D stands for democracy. You speak your own mind. It's a long way for them, but things are not looking good because members have started speaking hatuko na wewe. The day someone will answer the question, if you really wanted to stabilize the government, because you say the government was going to be the nation was going to be taken over by the military. Yes, we appreciate you for coming at the 11th hour when we needed you. ODM, thank you. But now how do you explain leaving us in the hands of a butcher, the police killing us all over, and that policeman you remember during Sabasaba was saying, nitakuua na uende mochari, niko na haki ya kukuua. So how do you explain that? How do you explain the fact that this government that you wanted to stabilize, the democratic government, is stable and it's moving on? Yet people who are supposed the people you are supposed to protect from killings are still being killed. What we see are statements, press conferences. There's nothing tangible. What do you think about the turmoil in ODM? Is it real? Will Raila contain it? Those who watched my video, or those who have watched Robert alive, Robert is saying that Raila is an experienced driver. He knows how to navigate through the potholes. And he's saying that sooner than soonest, the ODM is going to stabilize. I don't know, but let's wait. Maybe Raila has whispered something ya kwamba tusaidie tu serikali kidogo, tupate maendeleo, 2027 we will rethink. Maybe that is, but even with that, the ODM has lost touch with the people. I don't know what you think, but that is my take.